I'm going to record this backtesting session. So this is a trade that is actually, I'm going to close that, close that. I'm using my real account position. So we had a reversal. I mean, we had a push up, and then we had like this jaggedness, then we had a reversal, and I'm anticipating the price to take the Asia high, maybe to this level. And then reverse to the downside and take the opposing liquidity. So let's see, we have the liquidity on the previous day high. It would be nice if the price decided to actually take it. So let's see what is going to happen. This is Monday, April 13th. So let's see what is going to happen. It's already a beautiful trade. It is 17 handles, not so much, but it's okay. So let's see what is going to happen. We have the first presented fair value gap from the starting from the New York midnight open. So let's see. Probably I'm anticipating after the price takes this first normally when the price pushes over this liquidity, it's not enough for the price to actually reverse and fall. And I'm anticipating another push, like a bigger push. Um, I might be stopped at the break even here because my entry was not the best. Here I could have entered. I could have entered here and it would be the perfect entry. So my trade was honestly here. When the price retraced to the um, consequence encroachment of this first presented fair value gap, this was the perfect entry. But we have what we have. I entered here, so this is more of a reality of how things are working. I see it did the calibration, so I'm expecting the price to push up higher right now from this moment. That would be good. Okay, after the manipulation, so let's say this was the manipulation, it decided to get back. And normally right now, what is happening, even like in this very little small scale when we are looking at this, the price is not getting to a 69, 62%, it gets to 79 of the, like let's assume this was the displacement over here. And if we take that wick and place an OTE there, well, the price is actually stops at the OTE, 0.79. But it also has this push to the downside. So this was a re-entry. Over here, it would be fine to add one more contract. Maybe if this is not already a reversal, you see the reversal to the downside. I'm not going to be adding any contracts over here. I'm fine with what I have here. So let's see. Okay, we have that. Okay, this might be a fall, but I'm expecting for the price to right now go and take this liquidity. So at least what I'm expecting is the consequence encroachment of this. So EQ 50%. That's going to be fine. And that's fine if it happens. Okay, okay, okay. At this point, I am honestly happy with the result. Um, I would love to take like a partial over here, um, and expect a reversal at this point. Mm, let's give it one more go. Okay, perfect. That was beyond beautiful. Thank you. All this opposing liquidity was taken. Many times I'm just fascinated how much deeper you can get into things every single time when you do it more and more and more and more. That's interesting. Like I kind of that's interesting because I kind of knew what the price is kind of doing, but I was not I don't know how to explain that. I kind of know what the price is going to be doing because I have, oh, honestly, that's the sound is going to be shitty. Take this out. Um, so you kind of know what the price is doing and you kind of know all the rules, but yet, like using this previous day high and new week opening gap and all of these things high, it's just a little bit different. And it got to the previous day high that I measured on 15 minutes. So it got to minus 0.25. So it may be gonna push even higher from here. Anyways, that's a beautiful first trade from using the first presented fair value gap on Monday. Very much beautiful trade. Very much enjoy it. If you know what you're looking for, so I mean here you because here you might be looking for a reversal, you might be looking for a continuation. In my case, and starting from 12 a.m., I'm looking for the first presented fair value gap and some sort of reaction from that. Cool, right? So the next thing that we go about, I was expecting it only to push up here, but it actually delivered. Let's look at it. Okay, so we delivered a little bit more. That's going to look like a reversal on a bigger time frame, and it is logic to have a reversal here. Let's wait. So this is going to be 1 a.m. So this is pretty early. Let's look further. What I want to see here, I want to see a displacement, good sort of displacement, and I want to see the price return to the OTE area after it finishes with the displacement. So let's give it some room. I don't know where it's going to close, and then I'm going to enter immediately for shorts from this place, because this is, I definitely run on liquidity. This is Judas swing, but that is happening way earlier, you know. And from here we have a long way to actually to fall. I want to see where the price stops falling. So of course it's going to get to, possibly it's going to get to the CE of this level. So it's going to be somewhere over here. Let's look at that. Okay, almost there. Okay, that's looking good enough for me. Now we get to, let's look at the OTE. I'm expecting the price to push up. Actually, it crossed this fair value gap that is created over here. Most likely, maybe to this order block or something like it would be perfect to enter shorts. Not sure if the price is going. Okay, so honestly, I have my entry here. I'm going to potentially look at what this might be. We can also go and run this liquidity one more time. That's no problem because it's only one. It's opening of the Frankfurt. But this is my setup. Perfectly would be to have something like that and to have a run to the first presented fair value gap. Let's have it this way. Let's put it this way. That would be amazing. And given I'm trading $2,500 accounts, and the lot size is 1, I can have 2 contracts over here. Am I going to risk everything that I made? Yes, I am going to do that. And let's press sell. Let's put this here. It's going to be $24. That's not so much, including like having that I'm potentially might scale into the position, but let's see what is going to happen from here. This looks like my setup, like a reversal. The time right? We can potentially have another run on liquidity. Can be, but is this my trade? Yes. Am I feeling comfortable to put my stop loss over here? Not at all, because they normally run this again, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. So let's see. It's gonna be like a pleasure if it just dumps from here. That's like one of the most beautiful trades that you can take here. Normally, you get stuff like this. So they are. This is an institutional. Oh. I've got a notification on Solana. Yeah, I do have a notification like that. Um, what is happening with Solana? Oh, Solana's dumping. This is what I was expecting. Exactly what I was expecting. So, let me show you that. Here's the Solana. Yay! Beautiful. Beautiful. So let's wait. Maybe it's going to come back and give us the better entry. I'm going to place the alert over here again, and we will hear that beautiful again. But that's already beautiful. Like, it's already not bad. I'm going to look for a better entry on 1 minute. And if we look at it on 1 minute, it actually makes sense for it to come back and rebalance some inefficiencies. I'm going to show it to you right now. Sol USD, if I get to 1 minute. Yeah, I just added this fair value gap to this CB, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. And if it gets to the consequent encroachment to actually book some more prices, then we can expect a beautiful dump below that level, and our target is going to be this liquidity and possibly this liquidity, right? That would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. At this point, I didn't actually look at it. It created this pattern, head and shoulders, then push up again. And this actually looks like, what does it look like? I'm not gonna say this word because I might be very wrong about the structure because I still don't understand that. But anyways, I want to see the push up to this zone and then potentially a fall of that kingdom. Okay, let's continue with our with this trade. So again, that's a beautiful structure. Again, I'm looking at 1 minute. It's kind of tricky to see this in 1 minute, and I am honestly mostly looking at these things on 5 minutes. But the more I spend time looking at the graphs, the more I understand that 1 minute gives me so much more information that can be used. Sometimes it's good to actually jump to other timelines, like 5 minutes or something like that. But it's also good to stay here. I'm just gonna backtest this. We can be stopped also here. Again. Okay. It allowed me to be booked so many times, you see. But on 5 minutes, that's gonna be like how do they call it? A turtle soup or something? I don't understand everything. I'm studying. I'm not in any way a professional in that. So, and also my real life executions can be quite emotional at times, but I'm getting better at this. So, okay, that's good. We took that. I'm potentially expecting the price to dump. I don't like this. I don't really like this, but it's okay. Let's wait for the price to just dump. Let's see what time it is. It's 1:26. Again, this week was it was okay price action. I cannot say that it was super bad. At least it was okay to understand this price action. But and I'm backtesting this week that already passed. But yeah, anyways. Okay. Okay. We got to this fair value gap over here. This is the place where it would be actually fine to, because this this is booked already. It would be fine to just maybe buy one contract, just to I mean, just reduce my position 50% because I'm trading two contracts, and possibly that's not a bad spot to get my stop loss to break even. Again, I'm gonna be managing it as I would manage it while trading, and I'd be break even way like over here when the price created this lower high. I'd be break even already or in profit. Okay, buy. Um, I'll put it here. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, it would be fine for the price to actually like recalibrate a little and then continue dumping. So can do it this way. Potentially we're gonna get back to this first percentage fair value gap. Let's see. Okay, I like it. I like it, but anyways. Okay, that looks very good. And that looks horrific, ridiculous. I think we have some news or something. It looks like a reversal. Maybe we are not going to close this position in profit much, but anyways, let's see. Kind of got back to the fair value gap. Okay, and just dumping. Dumping. Okay, got to this order block. I believe that there is an order block on 15 minutes. Like this thing. This would make sense to be an order block. Okay. Let's see if it's gonna fall even more from here. I would love to like close just a little bit of my position here, but I think it makes no sense. I can just wait. I think it's going to I forgot how it's called, but I'm going to tell you right now. I watched the video of Craig and he made that Craig. I don't know how to pronounce his name, by the way. But I watched this video and he showed one thing that I never actually paid attention to because the only thing that I'm watching is ICT and I never actually went through the basics and whatsoever. And I didn't actually take a screenshot of that. Well, I did. It just not what I needed. Okay, anyways. So there's going to be like a potential accumulation after which the price might dump. I'll use that as my, like you see, this was a reactive zone. There were many buy orders as I can see, but we pushed through, so I'll use this as my resistance area. Potentially, again. Let's take a look if it's gonna dump from here. Okay. 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 So got back to this order block. It doesn't look good for our trade. It would be honestly like, nah, I'll keep it. I'll just like maybe add a little bit to like just that. I know it's $5, but in the long run it actually means. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can potentially show a good weakness and get to our take profit. So let's wait for the price to develop a little bit more. Okay. So what is happening? There's gonna be a 2 a.m. Oh, no, wait. At 2 a.m. we open the Frankfurt opens. So this was the pre-market that we were trading. So at 2 a.m. There's a 4-hour candle that's going to be open. So let's look at this 4-hour situation that is going on. It makes sense both ways. It might get back to this level and stop me and then go down. Or it can, what would be two things that it can do. Or it may calibrate to my take profit and then go up. So I think I'm just going to look at it. The real setup on London many times happens. It's actually one week it's happening at 2 a.m. One week it's happening at like 3. Another week it can happen 4. Another it can only develop at 5. It also depends on it also depends on news and everything. And I cannot say that news is necessary are necessarily a bad thing. Not always. The inconsistency and lack of direction is is the problem. But all of the other stuff is not a big deal. Let's wait. So now we have a 150 to 210 macro. Let's see what is going to happen here. Okay. By tick. By tick. Look at this. That's it got right into consequence encroachment of the first presented fair value gap. That's the like can you say that Monday is a bad price action? Like I was sitting through it. Of course, I'm not going to say that oh I took this trade. I didn't. And I sucked this week a lot. Um but just look at that. It's I don't understand people who say that this stuff doesn't work. Like, are you blind? Again, I'm not speaking to someone exactly, and I know that everything kind of works and does not work, but man, it's beautiful. Let's see if I am going to be actually booked over here. Not if not, then it's fine. But anyways, it's just one tick. Okay, that could be a reversal. Let's see if it's going to deliver. If it is a reversal, then it's Asia high. Then it gets to the OTE zone, and that's a displacement. Potentially, I'm already out and happy. Lower low. Okay, so that was a reversal. Okay, cool. That was a reversal, and that's another trade that could be taken. Oh my god, there's so many of them. Ah. Okay, I'm going to do this because I want to know what's going to happen. Anyways, I'll put it here because that was just too beautiful not to be taken. Okay, anyways, here's another trade, and I want to be a part of it because I want to see all of the opportunities that I had this week. Yeah. So from here, we look at the reaction. Now we have a displacement. So from here, we take our OTE and we drag it from A to B, right? And we are waiting for the price to come back to the OTE zone. Like at this time, honestly, and I asked the ChatGPT. I don't know if it's right or if it's not, if it's wrong, but if the price, but at times of this high volatility or indecisiveness or something like it, the price might be coming back not to 0.75 or 75% or whatever. It can be going lower. And this is what's happening. And also London manipulation is very much interesting because you can enter over here at 0.79 and then you're still going to be stopped because the price would penetrate and go lower just to take all the stops over here for the ones who already trade in a reversal or something like it. But that's an early entry. Many times it's very risky, but anyways, this is the point. So we just adjust the OT zone a little bit. Let's wait for the price to develop and go a little bit lower. That's kind of the entry. Like, let's enter here just because we know. And I'm going to check what would be the risk reward. If this was the manipulation lag, standard deviation. I honestly am not sure if it's going to play out. This is like 50-50. So let's look at that. Why I'm not sure if it's going to play out, because at this point it's already a little bit like a gambling. We kind of creating this SMT. We have SMT here. I'm going to just show it. So that's an SMT here. Do I have it? I do have it. So that's an SMT. We had a manipulation. Now we come back to the OTE zone. The fact that we are above the New York Midnight Open, it means that the price is in the premium. We took the high. We had a reversal. I'm not sure if this is going to develop well. What time? It's 2 a.m. And this can be... And I don't know how long I can hold it. So this is going to be just a shot. Because normally to go higher, I'm looking for the Asian low to be taken. But there should be some liquidity, right? In order to enter this trade. Anyways, let's just take a look what is going to happen. We already know that it's going to go in our favor. Let's look at this. Okay, a little bit of a rebalance. Another push. Looks beautiful. But right here we have this fair value gaps. This one big fair value gap, which can be where the price stops. So let's see. Well, honestly, that looks fine for me. That looks fine for me to take the profit. Again, if it was the real account, I would be able to take half of the position and move on. Again, I'm scaling the very, very small account. And this is not a prop firm because, yeah, I'm going to get to that also. But anyways. Yeah, that's why you actually take the profit when the price allows you to. I'm going to just get to break even because I'm already profitable. If it's my personal account, I would actually take it here because I know that there is another, like, that it needs another push here. So I would take my profit at this level, even though like we see this previous day high, but it makes no sense for it to take the previous day high again because it already did it, you know. That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know. Again, let's see. Yeah, going down, and that's gonna just fall. What I think. Yeah, makes sense for it to fall, right? It wants to go higher, to be honest. It's just accumulate. Oh, wow. Okay. We're back. We are back. Okay, okay, now at this point, like you see, one tick. Just got lucky. Well, for now we can wait because, you know, we took the high. It makes sense. Yeah, okay. Oh, wow. Holy moly. Well, that was a beautiful trade, what I can say. A little bit of stress, and I would take my position off over here. I wouldn't be waiting for it to develop. And honestly, that looks like now is going to be a reversal. I think like this was the first push. That's what I told you when it was there. Like it makes like this small push, it retraces a little, and then it makes this ginormous push above to push the price lower. And at 2 a.m. we have the 4 a.m. candle that opens, and it actually went down a little, then pushed up, got there. I mean, we can anticipate a reversal here very much. I don't believe that the price is going to actually grow from that space, but let's see. It looks like it got back to the OTE. I'm using OTE a lot, and also this wicks. I'm not using the 15-second chart or whatsoever. These wicks are magnets. It's like as ICT said, it's like imbalances. So those are going to be magnets for the price. Let's see if it's gonna if it wants to go higher. Possibly it's just gonna fall. It would be fine to enter here, to be honest. So we've been in the action. I don't know if I'd have enough guts to actually press the button over here. But yeah, let's do it. Let's do it at least at this level, because I wouldn't be taking this trade if I was a little bit on the other side. And where do I anticipate the price to go? At least like to the 50% of this move up. So potentially to that fair value gap or a little bit above it. So let's take a look if it can go there. Oh, I didn't enter, sorry. Didn't press enter. So I'm gonna be entering from this level. It's gonna be my stop loss. Can enter one contract, well, no problem. I'll enter one. And my take profit is gonna be like the CE of that fair value gap. Because we see the price reacted from it, then it just, right now we can use it as a resistance. So, and also we have fair value gap aligned, which helps the price to develop better. Personally, I see if we have a level that was retested by the price and then later on we move through it with the and leave a fair value gap or gap, then it's actually a good place to place a trade. By the way, we can get back one more time. That's easily. So let's see what is going to happen. I think at 3 a.m., if we are bearish at this point and this is a reversal, we are going to come back to the OTE zone and then go down. Again, maybe I'm saying this from my memory. I don't know which day actually this happens. But anyways, let's take a look what is going to happen. Normally it happens like if the price is bullish or if the price is bearish on the London session before actually dropping, they push the price a little bit higher, so at 3 a.m. London opening they can dump it or something like it. So like the Frankfurt had a little bit of fun over here, and now the London is going to have a little bit more fun also. And also there's going to be a macro right now, so 250. So at 250 we get into the macro. We are already in it. 250 to 310. Now let's wait for some sort of a manipulation. Looks like it's a retest to go higher, so potentially I might be stopped over here, but it's okay. It's $13. I can allow myself to have this type of... Let's see what is going to happen at 3 a.m. Okay, perfect. So we just made some money. That is also another beautiful trade. Am I right for taking my position fully over here? Of course not. No, this was the trade that I could hold all day long, honestly. Why so? Because you see here we literally just spiked above, and then next time we really took this level. And when we take this level, it's actually, this is the trade that I was supposed to be taking. All of this is just like little I mean, who am I to say that this was a bad trade? It played out, it played out. But this was the trade, this was the setup. And I am mostly sure that the price is going to go down because look at the size of this wick. If I measure it, that's going to be a lot, and we are not only going to get back to this first presented fair value gap, most likely we're going to go even lower to this levels and whatever. Yeah, so this is 3 a.m. Of course, here we already cannot re-enter. We can just, maybe just for the sake of the test, I can hold this position for longer. So let's just take a look how it's going to develop itself. Or let's take like 2 contracts. As soon as we know, I would take 1 contract. Again, this is just for the experiment only, because I won't be taking this many trades, and my position would be smaller many times. Okay, let's get to that level that we took. Okay, this is the level. Potentially, I take 1 contract off. Now let's see. At least we're going to get to this order block, that's for sure. Maybe there's going to be a retest. Okay, the retest. Again, this key zone. Again, how people say that this is not working. It is. It takes a lot of time to... But then I'm sitting on it like 4 months or something to start seeing the levels that actually matter. And in the live price section, as ICT says, like, find your guru who does it in the live price section and calling the levels. Yeah, it's actually it's an art, to be honest, to see which levels exactly make sense. And I think right now I'm lucky for seeing this, because most of the times it just doesn't work out for me. Okay, again, we inversed it. This looks like a Venom model, but no. I mean, it looks a little bit like Venom model. I know it's not a Venom model, even though, but it is a familiar thing, because the video that was, I don't remember the date, but the video on Venom model from ICT was actually presenting this somewhat familiar setup. Actually, sometimes I'm thinking, does it make sense to be looking for the first presented fair value gap at 3 a.m.? Because we are kind of looking for the first presented fair value gap at 9:30 to 10, and then we look for the opening range, and then later on we look for the first presented fair value gap 11:30 to 12, and then the next one at 1. I think that not only the first presented fair value gap that we have at after New York midnight open is valuable, but there are so many more key levels that I'm starting to see and just guess it on them. Because here, look, this fair value gap was an inversion fair value gap, and it's Venom inversion, like doom doom, like it does this thing, crazy thing. Anyways, looking cool. Maybe this is going to be it. This order block, you see it's reacting from it. I would love to see the price just dump through it. At this point, of course, I can lower my risk or put my risk into profit. That's a beautiful thing to do. Okay, possibly we're going to dump even more. Maybe not right now, but it looks like it. Or maybe that's it. Anyways, let's see. Oh, no, that looks like a reversal. That looks like a reversal. You see, we booked orders here, and now it's going to be in a reversal. Let's make I just want to check it out. That's the first presented fair value gap from 3 a.m. I don't know if we actually... which one to choose. So normally when regular trading hours open, we don't see the first candle. We don't measure the first candle as a first. Okay, something's happening with Sol, with Solana. Let's just take a look. Okay, we came back to this FVG. So possibly, potentially, we can have a continuation of this fall here, even though this was like... Well, let's take a look. Why I'm looking at Solana, to be honest, is just because I've watched the video of Craig and Craig. I don't know how to pronounce his name properly, but... And I thought like, this might be a thing. Let's see if it's gonna stop here or if it's going to come back to this fair value gap. Potentially I'll keep it this way. It's just a test. Okay, so here when we are looking at the first presented fair value gap at 9:30 at the New York opening, we are not considering the first candle because the first candle is like, it's just the open. Nothing is before that to actually have the understanding whether it's a fair value gap or it's not. Here we kind of already trading, so maybe for London there was nothing there. Let's see if the price is going to react from this level. That's what I'm asking for. And if yes, then looking for the first presented fair value gap at 3 a.m. is not a stupid idea, to be honest. Okay, we don't see any reaction at this point. No reaction. It didn't fill it completely. It failed to fill it, showing weakness. That was a retest. Again, CE. That looks interesting. If not this, then it's that. That for sure not. Here, no, well, okay. Let's take a look. I could be stopped in profit or... So it's another low, falling. I'm falling, so I'm taking my time on my ride. Nice. Okay, a little bit higher. And for you, it's easy to say. Fine, so we only delivered to that order block. This manipulation looked promising to me. I thought that the price is going to go way lower. Anyways, could have taken my position out at any time. Literally at any time. And also this fair value gap, because we have two more over here, like you see. This and that, and I'm going to be considering both of them. That actually makes sense that the price like stayed here and then failed, and then possibly it's going to actually deliver. Anyways, that's an interesting thing. I want to start paying attention to it a little bit more. And also we had a reaction from this level, so it's also a spot. Here it showed weakness. It got to the middle of it, boom, fell. Anyways, here, if this was a manipulation, it didn't take much of a liquidity, but anyways, displacement, retracement to the OT, institutional order flow drill, entry flow drill, IOFED or something, yeah, and then the distribution, right? Okay, that makes sense. What time it is? 3:36. Okay, let's take a look. Maybe we are going to take this liquidity and then reverse again. Why not? Okay, bingo. That was the one. Well, I didn't take this one already. Anyways, just because I had, since morning, I had 4 successful trades in many ways. So, anyways, it's good. There was so, I mean, ICT normally says that don't trade Monday open. Don't trade Monday because you need to see what kind of is going, what is going to happen. But I've noticed that this is probably the best day to trade ICT concepts, especially if you're trading Nasdaq, US cash. Even though like right now I'm not even looking at NQ, I'm looking at US cash, CFD from Vantage or Vantage, anyway, how you pronounce it. Just interesting, right? Um, okay, cool. I feel kinda tired with that. 4 a.m. At this point, I'm looking at the price action only when I can see something. There is a potential bigger manipulation going and delivering to like -4, right, or somewhere near that, and then reversing for real. Because this looked real to me, but because I'm looking only at on 1 minute, because if I switch to 5 minutes, it's going to just spoil everything, uh, and show everything like so. Then it's not going to be a true back testing. Anyways, really being able to take all of these setups on 5 minute on the small accounts, it actually gives you almost 10% plus to your accounts daily. Of course, there's going to be losses. Many times over here, when you're sitting and watching it, it's actually psychologically interesting. You got to learn to hold onto those positions. And what was interesting for me, understanding why am I holding onto them, especially when they are not working out. So yeah. Anyways, but it's always better to hold. Friday was actually, oh no, Thursday was actually not the best day. It was very hard for me to read price action after 10 a.m. For some reason, after 10 a.m., I'm so confused. Even though it's easy, you are waiting for, you have the opening range, you have the 4 hour candle that is opening, you're waiting which way it's going to manipulate, and then you just get into the distribution. But holy shit, later when I see it worked, but because of the stop loss positioning and my account size and whatever whatsoever, I end up losing there. So, anyways, London session is fun, and also like the pre-session is also fun, and also knowing what is going to happen at what time. But it takes it takes courage to be exceptional. It takes courage to be wise. It takes courage to be rich. And courage is not something crazy. It's just existence, right? Is it the thing? Is it what I'm seeing? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? I don't want to take this trade because I'm already like not in the mood. Oh, see? That's what I told you. Sometimes it kind of manipulates over the previous liquidity. You think, oh, now I'm going to get in with the at the OTE, and then this bullshit at 4 a.m. penetrates you from behind. Or sometimes in both different ways. Doesn't matter, but anyways, that's the thing. And now we're reversing. And now again manipulating. I think there were news or something on Monday at 4 a.m. because it doesn't look promising to me. It just looks very bad. There was no news. 14th of April. Something was here. Maybe this is going to be a displacement, and then I think it makes sense to look at it in 5 minutes. Is it going to come back to the OT? Like this looks more like what we need. Come back here. Okay, now it shows weakness. There's potentially some thing. Okay, this I believe that's gonna fall. Um, so we can take this last trade at 5 a.m. to until 5 a.m. because then it's gonna be a preparation for something else. I'm not really familiar. At 6 a.m. we can be trading one strategy that I got from Lumi Trades. She gave a beautiful idea. So for example, this is the two, or like it's on 4-hour candles. So this is a two, it's a 4-hour candle that opens at 2 a.m. And this is a 4-hour that opens at 10 p.m. the previous day. If the 2 a.m. candle, 2 a.m. 4-hour candle takes the high or low of the 10 p.m. 4-hour candle, it potentially signifies that 6 a.m. New York time, of course, 4-hour candle is going to be a continuation of the 2 a.m. 4-hour candle movement. In this case, since it's 5 and this is going to happen at 6, that's a long way to go. So we're going to be looking at that at around like 5:30 and try to assume where it's going to go. At this point, I believe that the trade is kind of obvious, and it feels like this is the place where we had to enter, and all of that we did before was a garbage. Was self-inflicted, not realistic. Here we have this area. You know what? Let's enter just very small position size. I don't think that we are going to manipulate anymore. And I would love to enter somewhere a little bit like higher. I know that's not realistic, but I'm backtesting. So we do it this way, we do it that way, and get into. So it's going to be a market maker sell model. How we do show it, we show it this way, right? Like that. Chaka, chaka, chaka. Higher high, higher high, higher high. It's so versatile that it doesn't even matter which way you're trading. Even though we could stay in this long for since the morning. But why? If we could, like, no, we did everything perfectly. I'm completely fine with this type of trading. Of course, it's when I see people holding the position for a couple of hours, like, bravo. But what kind of point in here? I don't see any points in this case. Okay, let's speed run this. Okay, we took that, we came back. There's going to be a consolidation possibly. Don't really like the price action. Okay, 5 minutes looking promising. It's not looking promising. Fill this gap. Are we going to fall away? I want to mark this fair value gap that we have here, because we are failing to, and we have another one over here, like this tiny little one, tiny one, like this. It's busy, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, and we just booked it right away here. Shorting this would be such a pain in the ass, to be honest. One of the stupid decisions that I can make. Let's take a look. If it falls, I'm gonna be happy, and I'll just close this back test, and I close it. Okay, so here's the just booked from here. Let's take a look. There's gonna be a fair value gap. No, that's order block. Well, potentially it can go there. Why not? Is this manipulation is enough? Definitely is enough to get there. Is it comfortable to stay in this trade? Not at all. Am I willing to lose $31? Not at all. It's okay, let's take a look. Okay, we booked that. We booked that. We booked that. I'm fine with that. Absolutely fine. Even though the price can go lower, but this is enough for me. Beautiful. That was a fire Monday. Let's take a look where it goes. Oh, wow. I left so much profit on the table. It actually went into this. Wow. So that's why you hold it to the position. And look, just pure beauty. Amazing. Amazing. Anyways, that was the silver bullet. You all, that was the silver bullet. And that was a perfect entry. It showed weakness, weakness, weakness. Anyways, that was fun. I had lots of fun backtesting the Monday session, and almost every, like many Mondays. Now, I'm not going to say that almost every Monday, but many times, starting from 12 o'clock after New York Midnight Open. It's all good. And I was looking for the shorts because we were in the premium above New York Midnight Open. It got right to the consequence encroachments of Asia. That was fun.